Okay, this morning I'm going to show you how to make a logo. So let's go to the account. So as you can see, Fairy Gogos here does not have a logo. So I want to start posting on this account. So it needs to have a logo because otherwise people are going to look at it and think it doesn't look professional. So what I'm going to do is I am going to open up Canva. So this is the app that is installed on my phone. I'm going to go to my logo file. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to duplicate this. I'm going to click on the three dots. I'm going to click copy page. Or that isn't actually what I wanted to do. Sorry, duplicate page. Okay, now if I just pinch that, I can see there's now two. So I'm just going to go to the second one. Colors wise, I know that I want the colors to be the coral. The font I'm not sure about yet. I'm just going to do a placeholder logo for now. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to write Fairy Gogos. Okay, we definitely need to take the font down. Okay, so I'm going to click on the font and I'm just going to reduce it. And click OK. Okay, so it didn't reduce all the font. Let me go back here. Click OK. Okay, so there we go. Now we've got the words. It's definitely going to have to be all caps. So let me change that quickly. Okay. Quite possibly we've got two font sizes happening here. So we're going to select all of it and we're just going to play with the font. Okay, now remember this is going to appear in a circle, so it does have to be slightly smaller. I can also see currently that it's not centered. So I'm just going to click on that. And then I am going to go to position, align, center, middle. Okie dokie. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to ask myself, do I want it to be a serif font or not? My gut feel is I don't. So let's try Railway, which is our other font. Okay, that does look better. I am thinking the Gogos isn't going to fit with the circle. So what I'm going to do is I am going to down the font size a little bit more. Then I'm going to make it bold. Then I'm going to change the color. I probably shouldn't be changing the color before I change the background color. Okay, what I want to do now is I want the top and the bottom to span the same width. So I've selected the top one. I'm going to go out of text color and I am going to go to this little T with the line and the 2 arrows underneath it. And I'm going to make my letter spacing slightly bigger. I need grid lines here to line up. Do you see how the F looks like it's kind of lining up, but the S not? Okay, now what maybe I'm going to do is I'm going to make the Gorgors a slightly smaller font. And then I'm going to span that wider. So we call this kerning. Oh wait, I've adjusted the line spacing as well now, which is fine. So in Photoshop we call that leading. Okay, that's kind of lining up. Okay. All right, that's good for now. Now let's change the background color. So there's our 2 colors by the looks of things, although I found that a bit hard to believe. Okay, so let's go in there and find our coral. Okay, it looks like there's an opacity on that. I do not know what color that is. Is that a background color? Okay, that is super interesting. Okay, so that changes. It's a gradient, I believe. Okay. All right, now let's make the fairy Gorgors the coppery color that we have in Feminine Strengths. It doesn't want to let me select both at the same time. Do you see that? Not sure why. Okay, so let's go to the font color and make it the gold. Okay, great. Okay, that doesn't look particularly amazing. I do not believe that that is aligned to the center. So we're going to go back to position and align middle. Okay, I don't remember moving it. Maybe it was when I resized it. Okay, so we're just going to have one little look at that. Fairy Gorgors. I don't like how the S pushes out so much more. It's already smaller. It already has a much bigger leading or kerning. Weirdly, that looks better. And then, see, I want the Y to line up. So if we were making this logo professionally, we would make it ourselves. We would use this as inspiration and then we would actually make it ourselves. So the Y, I don't like how short the bottom of the Y is. I don't like how heavy the top of the R is, or the line coming off the bottom of the R. I want that to be further over. So there's a few things that I'm not happy about with this font. And that's where custom logo design comes in, right? Now, I do want to add a bevel to this. So I have duplicated it, and I believe it was just black. Okay, you can already see if we zoom in, oopsie, I won't do that. You can already see if we zoom in that it is one over but not one down. So can we move it one down? This would be easier on the laptop because then you can use the keyboard. Let's just do that for now. Okay, and then what we want to do is we want to find the layers and we want the black to go underneath the gold. Okay. Oops, we don't want to resize it. Okay. Oops, we don't want to resize that. Okay, so I just want to, what happened there? I don't know. Okay, now I just want to get out of this. Let's just go to home. Okay, go back to logos. A little bit concerned that I lost my black on the FS there. Oh, it lost it across all. Oh, is that what that meant when it was saying all? Okay, so I'll have to fix that. And these are not centered anymore. So that's interesting. So when I was making a change on one, it was making it on all. Okay, so let's just fix this here quickly. So we're just resizing the background to make sure that it covers the whole circle. Now, let's go to layers and let's see if we can link these two layers. I don't know how to link them. Okay, never mind. It looks like it's not centered again. So let's go back to, okay, it wasn't layers. Let's go back to position, align, middle center. It actually is aligned, okay. All right, so let's download. I do feel like I want it to be a bit more of a bolder coral. But for now, I'm just going to do it just to get something up. Okay, so we've saved it to the camera roll. We're going to click open. Okay, it says it's done it. Right, now let's go to Instagram. Let's add profile picture. Choose from library, fairy gogos, and finished. Come on. There we go. Okay, so now we're ready to upload some reels. So that didn't take very long. Now you might be asking yourself, like it kind of looks very dull on the white background, right? It could have a black little border, it could. I'm just trying to remember, what did I do with, it looks better on the bottom right. I think you can see it there. Let's have a quick look at feminine strengths. So feminine strengths, because it has some posts, it has that white and then the gray, which doesn't look awful. But remember, when we've got a story, so if we go to my personal, which should have a story, but it's a story that hasn't been viewed, then it's in that like pinky purpley color. Yeah, so I mean, arguably, but I mean, see, it hasn't updated there yet. Do you see that? Fairy goggles. Arguably, it's going to, the logo is going to be done from scratch anyway. So, and it's not going to say fairy goggles because when looking at that logo, it just doesn't tell you enough. Although the caring for mothers does help a little bit. And the fairy goggles, then the bio, whatever you need, one of our trusted women will sprinkle there. I'd love to actually update that. Let me just see if I can update it quickly now. I don't think I can, but let's just try. You're only allowed to update it every 14 days. Yeah, there we go. and I've done it more recently than 14 days ago. Let's try this one. Fairy Goggles, whatever you need, we will, I want to say whatever you need, we will sprinkle, we will sprinkle our magical fairy dust and take care of things while life goes on. So Fairy Goggles, whatever you need, we will sprinkle our magical fairy dust. We will sprinkle magical fairy dust. We will sprinkle our magical fairy dust and take care of things while life goes on. That was Namonde's wording. Okay, let us save that. That's good. Okay, I'm happy with that. That is definitely good enough to upload the first reel. Yay!